Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin with a developing story. The Cass County Jail is on lockdown after an inmate tested positive for COVID-19. Officials tell us that an inmate had been housed in the general population. The sheriff's office is currently working to facilitate testing for all inmates and staff early next week. The inmate in question is still being housed at the jail and is in isolation. We'll have more on this developing story tonight on Valley News Live at 6. And the Minnesota Department of Health is reporting a record number of COVID-19 related deaths in a single day. Today's total death rate of 101 is the highest we've reported so far. This brings the overall death rate to nearly 3,500. As always, to keep you updated with COVID-19 numbers, you can download our VNL News app, or you can look at the bottom of your screen in the beginning of every newscast. And the United States hit another grim milestone in the fight against COVID-19. The U.S. surpassed 13 million coronavirus cases today. Across the nation, nearly 265,000 people have died. And turning to the forecast, tomorrow looks to be the peak day of the weekend. But first, Nathan tells us what's in store for your Friday night. Hey, Nathan.
Hey, Kelly. Yeah, temperatures tomorrow looking very good, but even tonight, things aren't going to be that bad in the temperature department. First off, our Valley Sky Cam in South Fargo, watching that sunset. It set about 18 minutes ago, so we're seeing some of that post-sunset color there, that glow in the sky. Just a few thin clouds out there at this hour, but a beautiful sunset there in South Fargo on this Friday evening. You can see just a few of those thin clouds right now in the northern valley, but those thin clouds have been dwindling in the past hour or so, so clear skies for us at this hour, and I do expect clear skies to continue overnight as well. 27 right now in Baudette, 29 in Bemidji, two of the cooler spots than our friends in Lakes Country. We're in those lower 30s at this hour, still holding on to mid-30s in Grand Forks and in Fargo, 42 for our friends in Jamestown, and down in toward Aberdeen, 40 degrees. The average high for this time of year is 30 degrees, so we were quite a bit above that today, but even more so will we be above that tomorrow. Those south winds and the sunshine we're to thank for those pleasant temperatures. Still seeing southwest winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour in North Dakota. South winds in Fargo, Grand Forks up toward Thief River Falls and Roseau about 10 to 20 miles per hour. So that southwest wind will continue for us in the overnight. That will keep our temperatures above average tonight as well. But Callie, as you were saying, tomorrow, Small Business Saturday, the pick of the weekend. Sunshine, warm temperatures will get folks set up for the entire weekend here coming up in a couple minutes.
All right, we look forward to it. Thanks, Nathan.
You bet.
And police are investigating 2 stabbings in the Northern Valley. In Grand Forks, 1 man is in jail and another recovering following a Thanksgiving Day stabbing. Police got a call about a disturbance on the north side of the city around 7:30 last night, where witnesses told them someone had been stabbed. Officers couldn't find a victim at that location, but about 10 minutes later, they got a call from the ER about a patient with multiple stab wounds. Police arrested 45-year-old Eldry Lane for aggravated assault. Investigators are asking anyone with information about the stabbing to contact them. Police say the victim has serious injuries, but is going to be okay. And in Crookston, 1 teen is in the hospital and another is in a detention facility after a stabbing. It happened around 5:30 this morning. Officers say they found a 16-year-old boy with stab wounds all over his body. They learned the suspect was a 14-year-old boy and both teens knew each other. The 14-year-old was arrested and taken to the Red River Valley Juvenile Detention Facility in Crookston. The victim, a 16-year-old boy, was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. And Minnesota State Troopers say drugs likely played a role in a 2-car crash that involved a pedestrian. They say a Brainerd man who pulled over on Highway 10 near Motley around 5 last night. He was outside of his car working on the exhaust system when he and his car were hit by an SUV. Troopers say the other driver from the westbound to eastbound lanes before rear-ending the car and hitting the man. Both drivers were taken to the hospital but are expected to be okay. And a North Dakota woman is being treated for serious injuries after crashing her pickup in a ditch. The Highway Patrol says the victim lost control of her vehicle on Highway 41 near Wilton Wednesday night. She drove into a ditch and hit an approach before vaulting into the air and rolling. And Joe Biden crosses the 80 million mark in votes from the presidential election. At this point, 98% of the popular vote has been counted. The tally total so far is more than 80 million votes for President-elect Biden and nearly 74 million for President Trump. And Americans have shattered records for online shopping since the pandemic began. Some analysts predict online sales could hit $10 billion today and reach nearly $190 billion throughout this holiday season. But the Federal Trade Commission says cybercrime involving social media has more than tripled this year. Anna Werner shows us the danger signs.
I've learned my lesson.
Tennessee great-grandmother Debbie Jackson says she learned how someone can fall for an online scam. It started when she ordered a special Christmas present for her 2-year-old great-grandson, Asher, a gift of a 3-foot-tall toy dinosaur.
That's the other Facebook page that the same ad was on.
This ad on Facebook showed kids riding the dinosaur. So Jackson says she ordered one for roughly $200 through the seller's Facebook page. Christina Lewis is Asher's mom.
It was supposed to be a riding dinosaur that had a little button that he could press and it would make noises and be interactive. And so we were like, awesome, this is great. He's going to love it for Christmas.
But when the toy arrived in Florida,
it is a stuffed animal about this big, didn't even look like the dinosaur.
And so what do you call that?
It's a scam for sure.
the real toy comes from Play School, and the commercial is theirs too. But Lewis says it appears the scammers used the real ad to sell that cheap, much smaller knockoff.
It's really upsetting that there's scammers out there that are just putting a bad taste in people's mouth about online shopping.
I was really on Facebook and Instagram, just kind of scrolling.
Christina White from Irving, Texas, saw an ad from what she thought was a legitimate seller on Facebook marketing a body slimming cream.
It brought me up to the site. I looked at it, read a couple of the reviews, and I was like, okay, seems legitimate. Let me go ahead and try it. You know, it's $26 What do I have to lose?
What she lost, she says, was close to $25. The product never arrived. Those stories are being heard more often during the pandemic, says Judith Bitterly from security firm McAfee.
What we know is that cyber criminals follow the money, and the money is online now.
Her company found cybercrime up 12% since April. 419 cyber threats per minute.
So it's a barrage.
It is a barrage.
And she says criminals aren't just after the cash. Through gift card scams and fake websites, they try to trick consumers into giving up their private information.
Customers will see a deal that may be too good to be true, priced really low. They'll go there, and ultimately their personal information will end up on the dark web or being stolen. They're after the money, and your identity is valuable.
Since many scams start on social media, Facebook is now teaming up with the Better Business Bureau to warn online shoppers, donating $75,000 worth of ad space to the BBB for ads like these. Facebook's Sarah Schiff.
Our systems are constantly improving, and we're evolving our policies to get ahead of people trying to scam people out of money and break our rules.
But Debbie Jackson says her experience on Facebook has made her skeptical.
They've got more money than God. Why in the world would they not be able to find a problem? Because that isn't the first time. I mean, it's the first time I fell for it, but, it's going to be the last.
Officials say the website Jackson bought the toy from has been taken off Facebook, but the website White bought her cream from is still active. And many dug out their plaid and face masks to unlock discounts in shops throughout downtown Fargo today for Plaid Friday. Organizers say the day celebrates the diversity and creativity of local businesses and a laid-back way to enjoy Black Friday. Some store owners told us more people showed up than expected, adding there are also ways to support local by shopping online.
My favorite thing that we found was the wine gnomes at Unglued. I love them. Quite a few places are kind of marking how many people in and how many people out.
There are more people out than we anticipated actually today, but the weather's beautiful and everyone's in really good spirits.
To learn more about supporting local businesses, download our VNL News app and click on this story. And we want to remind you, as you're doing your holiday shopping today, that Valley News Live is teaming up again with the Great Plains Food Bank for a virtual food drive. There are a number of items you can purchase and donate right from your phone. Every $50 donation provides 150 meals to those who need it most. To find out more, download our free VNL News app, look for the virtual food drive, and click to donate. And coming up, as Black Friday sales continue, tech experts share the top things to look for when buying a new TV.
And here's a beautiful look out of our Valley Skycam in South Fargo. Some clear skies and those beautiful colors there on the horizon. Here's how things look in Fargo, seeing those clear skies hang around. Temperatures cooling into those lower 30s, southwest winds around 10 miles per hour, keeping our temperatures above average overnight tonight. In Grand Forks, upper 20s, but we'll break down that full weekend for you next.